Let's go. How y'all doing? I hope that y'all good. So, I hope it ain't going slow. Hmm. Hope my internet ain't going slow. Anyway, look at it. It is going slow. It's going afterwards. Are you serious? Hello? Hello? Y'all. Can y'all hear me? Well, I guess y'all let me know if it's a delay. I think it's a delay. It's like, hey, how are you? How y'all doing? Just testing this thing out. Um, I got on tonight because I finally watched this movie called Pumpkinhead. Have y'all ever seen Pumpkinhead before? So on my channel, reviews movies sometimes. You know, it could be old, it could be new. It doesn't really matter. So if you suggest it, watch it and tell you what I think of it. So I watched Pumpkinhead tonight. It was a pretty good movie. I think it came out in 1988. It was a pretty decent movie, and the storyline was something, man. So the only okay, watching Pumpkinhead. Only thing I can say is when watching that movie was, hey, why would the daddy not just take the son with him and just lock up the store like in that movie? I don't know if y'all ever seen Pumpkinhead or not. The daddy had hey, how are you? I'm good. I was just talking about the movie Pumpkinhead. I just got through watching the movie because somebody suggested it on the channel, and I watched it for myself. So anyway, I'm from the U.S. So I was talking about Pumpkinhead, right? So the movie, the daddy, I guess, owned this little store, and it was the man that came in and bought some feed. Love bug. Well, hello, how are you? Okay, so I keep getting thrown off. Okay, so the daddy owned the little store. The man, it was the man from their town because it's a small town. The man came in to buy some feed. The daddy didn't have the feed at the store, so he had a young son. The son couldn't have been no more than maybe 5 or 6 years old. So instead of him taking his son with him to run to the house to go get the feed, he leaves the son at the store because the man's like, "Oh, well, you gonna bring it by my house later?" And he was like, "Yeah, I bring it to your house. I just gotta run to my house to go get the feed." Now this is a small town. Nobody was at the store. He could have just as easily locked the store up and took his son with him to go get the feed. No, he leaves his 5 or 6 year old son in the store Now it was some city people that was visiting in the small town. They were riding like some dirt bikes or whatever, and but they were like outside in the field riding these dirt bikes. Why this man wouldn't take his son and the dog with him, I don't know. He could have even left the dog. Why did he didn't take his little 5, 6 year old son with him? I don't know. So he's like, "Hey son, I'm going to the house to go get some feed. You stay right here." He said, "Okay, daddy." Cause it's like little country town or whatever. "Okay, daddy, I stay right here." So the man went to go get the feed. Now the little boy was sitting there, and he was being a good little boy. He was sitting there with his ball on the barrel. The dog just took off running out the store. So of course the little boy wanted to go get his dog. He was running after his dog, calling the dog's name, and just running. He's a kid. He's not really watching where he's going. And these people, they were riding these dirt bikes, and he was chasing his dog. Nobody really paying attention to him. And these two boys, they were coming over the hill. The first boy dodged him. The second man plowed into him and wound up, like injuring the boy. Like, when he seen that he did that, he immediately was like, "Oh no." He grabbed the bike and went to his truck to put the bike back up and drive off. Proceed to drive off. He's like, I've been drinking. I don't want to get in no trouble. And his brother was there. His brother was the one that was riding the other bike. He's like, "Hey, we got to stay here. The kid's been hurt. We need to call the hospital or whatever." The man was like, "I don't want to get in no trouble. I already, I can't do this." And he wound up leaving with his girlfriend. One of the boys wound up staying behind and told the rest of the group, because I think it was like maybe 3 girls and 3 guys, or 3 or 4 guys maybe. I don't know, because like I only seen the movie one time. So anyway, they left. He's like, "Hey, y'all call the police when you get to the house or whatever." When you get to the cabin, "I'm gonna stay here with the little boy until the help arrives." They wound up leaving to try to go to the cabin to call the police. The boy, the other brother, stayed there until the daddy came back. Now, by the time the daddy came back, the little boy, was unconscious and everything. And the daddy looked at him and was like, gave him an evil look and picked up his son. He was like, "Hey, sir, it was an accident. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this happened." The man carried his son. Now I'm thinking, the man finna carry his son to go to the hospital or go to somewhere to go get some help. No. In this movie, Pumpkinhead, the man carried the son back to their house, to their cabin. Carried the son back to the cabin and proceeded to grab a towel and some water. The little boy, I guess he was coming up to say, "Daddy," and then he passed away. Okay. The man then proceeds to go to this other man's house, the one that he went to go get the feed for. If y'all ever seen Pumpkinhead, this is what I'm talking about, the movie Pumpkinhead. So the man proceeds to go to the man's house to go deliver the feed that he had went to go get earlier. And he was like, "Hey," he was so calm when he said it. He said, "Yeah, my boy's been killed, and somebody that can help me." And he's like, he's like, "No, go home. You should just go bury your son." And but he was like, "No, I know somebody that, I know." He said, "Go home and bury your son. I can't help you." So anyway, the man proceeded to leave, and the man's grandson, because I'm speeding along, I ain't gonna get into all the details, but the man's grandson wound up going up the road to where the man was at, and was like, "Hey, stop! I heard that you was looking for somebody to help you." He said he mentioned the old lady's name, And he said, I know where she is. The man said, hey, you got to get in to show me where the lady lives. He said, I'm not going all the way to her house. It creeps me out. I take you halfway. So the boy showed him where the lady lived. And the whole time I'm thinking, why in the world has this man taken this little boy to the hospital? Why is he going to this old like witch lady house? Why is he not taking this baby to the hospital? Why hasn't he called the police? None of this happens in this movie. I, I don't know if it was me, and I really didn't want to read too much into it. It's an older, it came out in 1988. So I'm just wondering these things about this movie. Because y'all didn't call 911 damn time in this movie. Like, so anyway, let's just keep talking about the movie. The man wound up taking the son to the witch lady's house. And the witch lady knew, of course, the witch lady knew who he was because she's supposed to have like these powers. So the witch lady's like, I can't help you. I can't raise the dead. So she already knew the son was dead. He's like, I want revenge for my son. You know, I want to make it right for my son or whatever. So anyway, she proceeds to tell him to go out and dig up this like grave in the backyard. He's like, where is it? He said, it's in the back. You don't know. So he grabbed a shovel and he proceeds to go walk through this little graveyard thing and climb up and then starts digging in this grave or whatever. I don't know. And it was like this little body. He didn't even dig that deep in the grave, but it was like this body there. He carried in the inside so the witch lady could do whatever she needed to do. She cut the man's hand and cut the little boy's hand and cut the whatever. I don't know. Mixed this concoction together, whatever, and apparently Pumpkinhead comes to life. I thought has nothing to do with this, but I thought Pumpkinhead was gonna be like have like a pumpkin for a head. You know, it's called Pumpkinhead, right? So I'm thinking it's gonna be a pumpkin head. You know, a body with a pumpkin for the head. That's what I was thinking. No, Pumpkinhead looked like a whole alien or extraterrestrial. Like it, for real. Like no, this the 1988 version. I don't know if they have a new version or whatever. This the one I seen. I ain't never seen it before, but my first time seeing it, I thought it was gonna be a man with a pumpkin head, but no. So anyway, Pumpkinhead comes to life. Pumpkinhead proceeds to go start killing the people that killed the little boy. First he kills, because the girl, for some reason, the girl that was real hysterical about the little boy dying, she decides, she's sitting on the couch, right? She decides to walk outside for some reason. Just decides, just sitting there and just gets up and walks outside. Of course, the boy that stayed with the little boy as he passed away, the brother, he walks outside behind her for some reason. So he follows her out. Pumpkinhead grabs the man. He reaches down from the tree and grabs the man and kills the man. She's like, ah! And runs back to the house. The other brother, she tells everybody in the house, because I'm fast forwarding, I ain't gonna get into details. She tells everybody in the house, it's something outside. It has, the brother name. I forgot the man's name. He has him. So they decide to run outside with a shotgun to go try to see what's going on out there. When they proceed to walk out the door, you see the body hanging from the roof. I was like, okay. And They dropped one. He dropped one body, but then he grabbed the girl, the one that ran in the house, by the neck and pulled her up, and he proceeds to kill her too. I was like, okay. It was another girl that ran outside behind her. I don't forget her name. She was just yelling her name. Oh my god! Oh my god! Now you seen this alien looking thing reach down and grab this girl by the neck and just pull her up, and you want to run behind it to do what? I don't know what she was thinking she was gonna do, but she ran behind it and chased it. So Pumpkinhead this pushed the girl's head through the window. The other people in the house that seen it, oh my god, they screaming and everything. The man, as they died, the man that son that passed away that started all of this, he starts to feel like the pain, and he starts to feel guilty about the situation, and he wants it to stop. So he goes back to the old lady's house, and he was like, I want you to stop this. Just stop it. This is not right. This is evil. Can you stop this? She said, no, it's already begun. This is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted. Please, just stop it. I don't want this. I don't want this. She said, it's too late. It's already started. You got to let it run its course. I was like, in my head, I was like, I ain't gonna, okay. I'm just gonna keep going with the story. I ain't gonna tell you what I was thinking. I'm just so anyway, of course they running through the woods screaming, help us, somebody help, and they got the shotgun and stuff, and a couple more people die. I forgot, I don't remember all the kills, but I know the group was down to 3. Like after they started killing people, after he started killing people, I remember it was 3 people in the woods running. It was the boy, the dark haired boy, and it was another guy and a girl. So they was running, help us, help us. The man that started it came out to try to help them. He proceeds to shoot Pumpkinhead. He shoots Pumpkinhead, bow. Pumpkinhead falls back. Bow, he shoots Pumpkinhead again. Pumpkinhead lays on the ground. You thinking Pumpkinhead is like he's gone? Okay, no. The guy that actually killed the little boy, he was like, he comes and he walks up to Pumpkinhead and he's like, they say, no, get away from me. You don't know if he's dead or not. He's like, shoots him again, and he's like, well, he's dead now. Okay, and then Pumpkinhead reach out and grab his leg, and then I was like, oh shoot, and Pumpkinhead grabs the gun and kills the man. I was like, oh wow, so he wasn't dead. And the whole time, this the other man that started all this, as far as the talking to the old lady and his, the one, the son that died and everything, he's starting to freak out and he's starting to look weird because I guess it's taking a toll on him as Pumpkinhead is killing these people. So the other 2, they run off. They run off in the woods. Help us! Somebody help us! Oh my goodness, help us! They tried to they run up to this other house and the man was like, y'all get away from here. Of course they, as long as you don't interfere, Pumpkinhead will not kill you. He will not kill you. He won't kill your family or anything like that. The only people Pumpkinhead kills is the people that were marked. The people that the person that was wronged wants to be killed, for, revenge or whatever, for wronging them. So anyway, the man that told the man not to do it in the first place, the 2 people ran there, and the grandson wound up coming down. He wanted to help the people. He snuck out the house to go help them. Said, hey, I know where you can go. He takes them to this old abandoned church, and he kind of tells them what's going on. He finds out what happened, and he tells them about Pumpkinhead. Now, the man that started all this, he goes to the granddad's house and was like, "Oh, you know, help me, I gotta stop this. We gotta stop this." The man said, "It ain't got nothing to do with me. Get away from here. Get away from me and my kin." Like I said, it's a country town. "Get away from me and my kin." The man proceeds to keep going, keep walking forward or whatever. And Pumpkinhead shoots back over to Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead finds the two people that he was chasing in the grandson. He finds them in this old abandoned like church that had been like burned down. The boy thought that since they were in the church, he was gonna save them somehow. No, Pumpkinhead can walk through that too. They didn't bother Pumpkinhead at all. So anyway, fast forward some more. The boy gets like Punkhead wind up catching the other boy and almost killing him and drags his body along with him. I was like, why he just don't kill him then? Like he killed everybody else right away, but he's dragging this body with him half alive. I was like, I wonder why he's dragging his body with him if he didn't just kill everybody else straight off. I was like, okay, well maybe they're just trying to drag it. I don't know. So anyway, the man that started all this, he's like he came out to help the girl and the man's grandson. He's like, I'm finna end this now. So he got this blowtorch and he's like, I'm finna end this now, blah blah blah. I'm gonna fast forward to about the end. So at the end of it, the man wound up walking out with the blowtorch because Pumpkinhead is outside his house. He winds up walking into a pitchfork. The pitchfork stabs him in the arm, and he's like, "Oh!" And then you can see Pumpkinhead being hurt in the same spot that the man is hurt in. So you start to realize, what happens to the man is happening to Pumpkinhead. So the man starts to realize this. So the man decides to go do stuff like get the gun and get a gun out of his truck and harm himself and whatever. So when he harmed himself, it harmed Pumpkinhead, and basically the girl had to finish the man off in order for Pumpkinhead to be gone. And his body caught fire at the end for some miraculous reason. Nobody threw fire on him at the end, and not at the end. At the beginning, yes, but at the end, well, not the beginning, but like towards the end, yes. But at this last scene, nobody put fire on this. Anyway, his body caught fire, and Pumpkinhead was dead. So that movie was okay. There's a lot that I didn't understand in that movie because why didn't nobody call the police? Nobody called 911. No, the man, even when the man went to the other man, he said, just go bury your boy. The blue boy just died. And you just told him to go bury the boy, not call the police, not go take him to the hospital, not none of this. It's immediately go bury your boy. Oh, I said, where is the police in all of this? Where is the the hospital when all this was going on? Pumpkinhead. It was not a bad movie though. Even though it had some questionable moments, it was not a bad movie all in all. I mean, if you like, it was the old hick town, so I guess maybe they don't do all that or whatever in the movie. I don't know, but it they didn't take him to the hospital and they didn't call the police, so he just took him upon himself. And all this happened in a 1 day span. Well, one evening. It wasn't even a full day. I was like, wow, like the movie. It wasn't like 1 day, then the next day, then the next day, or a couple of weeks or a month. No, this is all, all in 1 day. All this happened. I was like, okay. The boy died. He said he need to bury his boy. He did. Nobody called the police though. Nobody called the police. Nobody called the ambulance. I was like, hey. But the movie was pretty good, and I see if it came out if like in the 1980s, it probably wouldn't have been, it probably would have been a really decent movie. And if I would have seen it back then, compared, and even now, it still held pretty good because I done seen some terrible, terrible, terrible ones. It wasn't bad though. You can see, where they was going with this, and it was more about revenge more than anything. It wasn't. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. So there was. I mean, I give it a 6, maybe 5, 6, 5.5, 6. Out of 10. So it was a pretty hard movie. So what's the next movie, y'all? What's the next movie that y'all think I should watch and review? Because Pumpkinhead was okay. It definitely was. It was decent. It was decent. It wasn't what I was expecting. I can tell you that much. It definitely was not. I didn't even promote my song at all, but that movie, I had to come back. I had to come on here and talk about the movie because I kept saying I was gonna watch it. Last time I came on, me and a couple of the people that were on the chat, we was like, oh yeah, they said they would watch it with me, but nobody's here right now, or if somebody's here with me, I don't know because I can't see who's in the chat. But yeah, well, unless you type hello or hey, how you doing, something, so I can know you're here. I don't know who's here with me, but yeah, that was crazy. That movie, yeah, it took me a while to watch it, but I'm glad I got that out of the way and actually seen it. I see that they got a few more versions of that movie. I know I'm talking in constant looking this way or that way. But you're supposed to be aware of your surroundings. But yeah, that movie was something else. What else y'all got for me to watch? What else should I take a chance and watch? Is nobody in the chat? Is anybody here? Y'all got to type to me so I know somebody's here. I'm sorry if it's. Let me know if the thing is dragging or if it's moving slow, whatever. I can't tell. Unless y'all let me know. It's not moving at all. Can somebody type hello or hi in the chat so I can know that the chat thing is working for me? If you're here. Hmm. I guess it's not working because it's not going. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna exit this and see if that's the problem because it doesn't look like anybody's on like with me, or I don't know if the chat's just not moving. So I'm gonna leave off and then come back on and see if that'll help it. All right, y'all.